So it's no secret that Disney has not been creating the most memorable content, and I found a YouTube channel that has been carefully explaining the current state of Disney and what Mr. CEO of House of Mouse thinks about this situation. Hey everyone, Michael here to bring you all a great video, and let's get into the content. Whoa, before you leave, click the link in the description. There will be a link to my Wattpad profile. From there, you will be able to read the current works that I have created on Wattpad, and I'm working on a new book. All right, it's probably not gonna be out for a little while, but I promise it'll be good. It's gonna be nothing like the crap that Disney's brewing out. Anyway, let's get into the content.
Happy with their catastrophic downfall. Now it's funny because we were just talking about, were we talking about Disney or Pixar? I forgot what we were looking at. It was either Disney or Pixar, like in memorable fields movies. Was it Pixar? Yeah, we were just talking about, like, bro, if you really look at the old movies, all of these are just memorable classics. We all remember these: Toy Story, Bugs Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles.
I lived off of the Toy Story movies. I think I watched Lion King quite a bit too. I I I had my run-in with some what was this, Disney, Pixar? I had my run-in with Pixar content, and I saw some good ones. I saw some ones that I wouldn't watch again ever. Like let's see. Well, I don't think I ever saw Ratatouille. Wall-E, I've seen that one. Cars, I didn't think much of that one. Finding Nemo, that was a classic. Cars 2, I don't remember Cars 2. Brave, I think I've only seen once, and that was a movie. I should probably see that one again. That might be good. Monsters University, that was actually a pretty good one. I saw that one earlier this year. I didn't see it in theaters, but like I rewatched it on Disney Plus. The Incredibles, I remember that one a little bit. Yeah, there's some good ones on here. Toy Story 3, I've got a lot to say about Toy Story 3, but I'm not gonna get into it now. Oh wait, my camera's blocking this guy. wait, does he keep that? No, he doesn't. Oh crap, where should I keep my... Okay, you know what? New video, new camera new camera position. Deal with it.
Cars, and then slowly, you start to realize, like, damn.
Incredibles 2. I think... Was that the one with... what's her name? Elastigirl, the one that everyone's obsessed with? Toy Story 4, was that the last one? Yeah, I remember that one. It felt like a lot of things were ending in 2019. I don't think I've ever talked about it on the channel, but it felt like a lot of movies or a lot of franchises were just like making one final movie and then just dipping. Like I think Rise of Skywalker, when did that one come out? Was that 2019 or 2020? I know it wasn't like any of the more recent years. I don't know. Toy Story 4, that one was it was okay. I don't think... What was Onward? Was Onward the one that just... Was that the one with the gay couple that everyone talked about? Ah, crap, I don't remember. Soul, I never saw that one. I just didn't. There wasn't an opportunity nor a reason to. Luca, I avoided that one. Turning Red, I saw the trailer. I decided it wasn't for me. Lightyear, I actually liked Lightyear. The lesbian couple in that movie didn't bother me, but could it have done without it? Yes, but did it harm the movie? Not necessarily. I think they should have just like made the villain not an alternate version of Buzz Lightyear. I feel like that's what kind of like for those of us that didn't care about the lesbian couple, I feel like that's the thing that killed the movie, or at least made it not as memorable as the other ones. Is that the main villain was just an alternate version of Buzz Lightyear, which alternate versions of characters being the villain, there's no problem with that. If done correctly, it you can make some memorable villains. Like Savitar, he was an alternate version of Barry Allen, and he was pretty memorable in my opinion. Elemental, that one was okay. I felt like I felt like that movie was trying to girl power like the water guy, you know? And it's just that's just not for me. That's not it.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people complaining because like Disney's focusing too much on political. Like even recently, I think the CEO. I saw a news story. The CEO said they're gonna stop doing that because like nobody
Please.
enjoys it. Nobody.
Please, Mr. CEO of House of Mouse, please! Your audience doesn't want to see this crap. They don't want to see it. Alright? We're not interested in your political bullshit, okay? We don't care. Go back to producing another sequel to The Lion King. I don't know. Give us another Lion King movie. Isn't there another... Is there a movie about it being about Mufasa's childhood? I would pay for that. I would pay for the tickets. Which I probably won't end up doing, but I would.
Enjoys it from either side. Like nobody cares. But like, let's watch this video anyways. Let's watch this video.
Disney is no longer the magical, wonder-filled universe that it was when we were growing up. Not only have they been making uninspiring, lackluster new films, but they have been going back and changing old stories, altering the narratives of iconic
Yo,
creations.
have y'all seen the new Snow White? Oh my god.
I'm not gonna see it.
This has been getting on. This is terrible.
To make things even worse, they buy out competitive film studios who are actually making cinematic masterpieces.
What happened? I think he's gonna explain in the video, but it's not looking good for it pretty much. Y'all want to see how the dwarves look? Here, I'll show you that.
Oh,
y'all want to see? Hold on, let me show y'all what the dwarves look like. I don't know if I showed this on stream. Introducing the new socially inclusive 7 dwarves. 7 dwarves. There's an actual dwarf. Yeah, I mean they got one.
They got one dwarf. Out of the whole cast of the dwarves, this guy here is the only one who's an actual dwarf. Oh, Disney, what are you doing? Come on. Oh, this guy is not gonna pass as a dwarf. I'm just saying. Whatever the opposite of a dwarf is, he is the literal embodiment of it. That's funny as hell.
Those are just 5 off the street. Oh my god, yeah. Alright, let me let him continue the video.
And drag them into the mud. But the people have had enough with Disney's boring and bleak vision for the future. They are losing hundreds of millions of dollars, bombing at the box office with record low sales, stock prices dropping to the lowest in decades,
Damn.
And while you think this may be an indication they need to change, it is only going to get worse. The real reason Disney is refusing to pay attention to their imminent doom is much deeper and darker than you could ever imagine. You are not just blinded by nostalgia. Disney was actually at its peak from 1989 to 1999. This was known as the Disney Renaissance, where some of their best movies were created. The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hercules, Mulan, Tarzan. These 8 classics...
It was really on a run if you think... Oh my god. That's...
Yeah, I need to see some of those other movies. Like Aladdin, Lion King. What was the other one? Little Mermaid? Actually, that one was pretty good. Those 3 were pretty good, in my opinion. But yeah, I need to see more of more of the Disney classics. you know, from that era. I feel like that would be beneficial.
All received an overwhelmingly positive critical reception, but more importantly, the fans loved it. Each film generated hundreds of millions of dollars in the box office. The Lion King earned the most at nearly $1 billion, making it the 57th most successful film of all time. These films were so successful that even their soundtracks were selling millions of copies. The Little Mermaid 6 times platinum, Beauty and the Beast 3 times platinum, Aladdin 3 times platinum, Pocahontas.
Oh my god, and this is when you had to buy like the CDs. Really think of this, y'all. They was buying movie soundtracks, the albums of movie soundtracks.
Now that I think about this, my grandma might have some of those discs. I don't know if she does, but she might. She might.
Hey there, Tommy NFG here. Just a little reminder to make sure to subscribe because only about 30% of you guys watching this are actually subscribed.
You, do that. Hit the subscribe button and hit this guy's subscribe button because his content is so much better than mine. He has so much better editing. I'm working with what I've got. Please!
Every once in a while, you know, we have a lot of fun there. There's a lot of fun that goes on there. So, I'm ending it right here. Let's get back to the video. Nowadays, we're lucky if you even listen to a movie soundtrack. Best Disney song? I don't know why I'm blanking. I'd have to see a list of them.
3 times platinum. The
Yeah,
Lion
same
King
here.
reached diamond status. Now I did skip over.
Oh wait, do y'all know about the Easter egg of this poster?
3
Hold
times
up.
platinum. The Lion King reached.
Hold up, y'all see it? Y'all see it too, right? Disney, they weren't.
I've seen that one too. Hang on. How many subs does this guy have? Oh.
Slick with it. They weren't slick with it. I remember
Yeah.
seeing this on TOS. I remember seeing this when I was younger on like Disney hidden sex symbols or whatever. This is blatantly like that's blatantly an ass too. Like tooted up in the camera. You can barely they did that on purpose because you can barely see the lion's eyes and there's no eye right there. It's so
Yeah.
obvious.
Diamond
Pizza Hut meatloaf.
No!
Almost half a pound of meat and cheese. Enough for 2, just for you.
status. Now I did
You
skip
down
over
bad?
Yo, I'm gonna lose my voice all the screaming I'm doing.
possibly the
How?
most iconic animated film of the 90s, Toy Story. And that's because Disney did not actually create this film. In the 80s, Pixar was just
yeah.
an animation group making commercials as a step towards their ultimate goal of making an animated feature film. The studio made shorts to test their RenderMan software and
Did you see
produce
the line as far
animation
as anything
challenges
else?
for the team. Tin Toy successfully garnered attention from Disney, who wanted to expand the idea, making a film from the perspective of a toy. They developed a relationship where Disney
That is not Woody. What is that?
That
Woody.
is-
What happened? What was that?
agreed to distribute 3 films for
Frog
Pixar,
action.
as well as provide connections and budget to land superstars Tom Hanks and Tim
Water on
Allen
my
as
face.
lead roles. But Pixar had never written a movie. Luckily, their co-founder John Lasseter had previously been an employee of Disney and worked on The Fox and the Hound, so John was tasked with writing Pixar's first film. He spent nearly 2 years working on the first version of Toy Story that depicted Woody as a cynical jerk.
Who said your job was to think, Spring Wiener?
Well, I just thought that
use
you...
this vast reserve of brain power to consider this for a moment. If it wasn't for me, Andy wouldn't pay any attention to you at all. In fact, my sketchy friend, you would have been hauled away to Goodwill a long time ago, so shut your mouth and get them off the bed.
When Pixar
Why he roast him like that?
I feel like
You
that's the
press
way
no,
Woody
what?
would think.
Wait,
in the
Woody,
first
come
movie.
on. He basically gave the you should have been adopted. you were adopted. He pretty much gave that. Oh, high school ass bully. Tommy got competition. I'm not a bully. I'm not a bully. Sometimes niggas just deserve the. Deserve it.
Yep. I will
They deserve
support
it.
that.
What he's doing is bullying.
pitched this, Disney executives hated it. They thought the characters were mean-spirited and would send the wrong message to children, so they shut down production of the film. John was
I mean, they
embarrassed
could have just switched his personality around or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
and begged for another chance. Disney gave him 2 weeks to develop another version. The second iteration of the
Wait, were these the versions?
another chance.
Oh no!
Oh,
yeah, what
hell
happened with this
nah.
one? Why is his legs spread out like that? Ugh. Oh,
Hell
God.
nah.
Disney gave him 2 weeks to develop another version.
Woody was a
The
puppet
second
at first?
iteration of the film depicted a perspective of toys who desperately want to be played with because they love and care about their owners deeply. Disney
They wanted to be played with. Oh yes, Andy Daddy. Oh please. Oh please, Andy Daddy. Oh yeah, right there.
It paid off. In 1995, Toy Story released and earned $373 million worldwide, becoming
damn.
the second highest grossing film of 1995, the first ever full-length computer-generated film, and a classic that shaped the childhoods of millions. Pixar and Disney followed that up with A Bug's
Almost
Life
30
and
years,
Toy
yep.
Story 2, adding to the catalog of amazing films. But it wasn't just these animated films that made Disney so iconic during the Renaissance. You also had The Mighty Ducks, Cool Runnings, Angels in the Outfield, The Jungle Book, Hocus Pocus, The Parent Trap,
I've seen The Jungle
Heavyweights.
Book.
Let me know some of your favorites. It's
seen the
also
remake,
important to
too.
understand that during the 90s, Disney also owned two major production studios, Touchstone and Hollywood Pictures. Touchstone produced Armageddon, Pretty Woman, Dead Poets Society, Sister Act, while Hollywood Pictures produced Tombstone, The Sixth Sense, and a bunch of others I don't personally recognize. In short, Disney absolutely dominated the 90s.
Classics.
They created iconic moments of magic that taught us valuable life lessons. They taught us right and wrong. Never pretend to be something you are not. Listen to your parents. Love and cherish your family. Lessons that would make us well-rounded human beings. However, they did get their fair share of criticism back then as well. The Hunchback of Notre Dame explores themes such as lust, obsession, and religious hypocrisy, which are more mature and intense than typical Disney fare. The character of Esmeralda was critiqued for her sexualized design, objectifying and misrepresenting her character. The 1989
Wait,
VH
what you mean? Bro, she was fine as hell. She was fine as hell. That's what I'm saying. Wait, what? Yo, you think we was caring about her character?
sexualized design, objectifying and misrepresenting her character. The 1989 VHS cover of The Little Mermaid was banned and later changed when people noticed it contained phallic imagery.
Yo, I told y'all. Oh,
You see it too, right? There was a dick in Little Mermaid!
look at this, bro. The Disney golden penis, as wide as day. It's not being dirty-minded. I remember I used to watch YouTube videos and they were talking about top 10 like hidden Disney images, and they would do this shit on purpose. They would do it as a troll.
Cover of The Little Mermaid was banned and later
That's
changed when
TOS.
people
It's
noticed
basically
it contained
like hentai. It's pixelated, y'all. It's good.
phallic imagery. But these days, many people think we
Just the
should have
tower,
been
exactly.
harsher on Disney films in the 90s, which has caused people to go back in the past and become critical of what they thought were great films. And before we absolutely dismantle your favorite childhood films, as a whole was criticized for perpetuating negative stereotypes and presenting a distorted and one-dimensional view of the Arab world. They also thought that the casting of white actor Robin Williams to voice the genie, who is a mystical being living in a lamp, was considered whitewashing since the character had cultural connotations associated with the Middle East. Disney also went back
Whitewashing, really? I think that's a little bit too deep.
Yeah,
and
that's
changed
pretty
controversial lyrics in the song Arabian Nights. A joke from the bloopers reel.
I mean, if Disney could be crucified for anything, I would say blackwashing every memorable character from like their Renaissance era.
Toy Story 2 raised so much controversy in 2019 that Disney decided to remove it.
Kids
You know,
movie?
I'm sure I could get you a part in Toy Story 3. I'm sorry, are we back? Oh, all right.
Yo,
I remember this.
Now he's about to go crazy, bro. What was
Grandpa about to get some action.
what was Grandpappy? Grandpappy about to do with these two Barbies?
Hey, girls, lovely talking with you.
Considering the sexual misconduct allegations against Disney executives,
Why does
this
nigga kind of look like?
What the hell?
Wait. VP convicted of what the hell?
joke
I kinda
didn't
look
age
like-
well. Pocahontas was accused of appropriating and commodifying Native American culture for profit without showing proper respect or understanding of the cultures and traditions they were depicting, while also being too historically inaccurate. They also depicted a relationship that falsely represented how natives felt about European settlers. Their song Savages is a war song in the film with some questionable lyrics. Their whole disgusting race is like a curse. Their skin's a hellish red. They're only good when dead. They're
Yo.
different from us, which means they must be evil. People were angry that they made such an abhorrent song into a catchy tune. However, defenders
Not really thinking back.
I mean, but was this not the way that these types of people thought? Did they not think that Native Americans were evil? I don't know. I'm not smart enough for that conversation.
Back on it though, like I mean, for a while though, in American history books, it was pretty much like that. Like they thought the Europeans were heroes and shit before everybody realized, like, nah.
We say that this is an accurate way to depict how horrifying and absurd their mindset was. Disney did go back and change some of the lyrics, from their whole disgusting race is like a curse to here's what you get when the races are diverse. However, there is no argument that the Renaissance era was Disney's peak, and the only reason they survived throughout the 2000s was because of their ability to buy the companies that were actually making great art. The 2000s is often described as Disney's experimental era, because the company started trying different ventures to keep their billions flowing in. The Disney Channel was their venture into daytime television and was the last original creation before they kinda gave up. Even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire were their first big successes in the live-action sector, which led to huge hits like That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, and Wizards of Waverly Place. These shows rooted our problems as tweens.
I remember a few number of these. Some of them were pretty good.
Into reality. They depicted fun adventures while also tackling real problems like how to talk to your first crush, how to combat bullies, going through puberty.
Do they even do that? Wait, I don't remember the last time I ever watched what is a new Disney show? Disney Channel doesn't exist anymore, right? Like they don't make shows, like live action shows like this. I wonder if they have lessons. Like they used to have at least some type of lessons back then.
I don't think
now
so.
I assume it's probably just some attention span.
I mean, nowadays their lessons are probably like really political, you know? Like I'm not even gonna get into that.
Grabbing like dumb shit.
Other growing pains. Every single one of their successful TV shows were turned into movies, which speaks to their experimental nature. But they also produced original TV movies like Smart House, Cadet Kelly, The Horse, High School Musical. For the people that didn't grow up during this era, it's hard to describe how much the Disney Channel impacted
children. Ross Lynch? I don't remember him being on High
Kids in the
School.
50s through the 70s pretty much only watched cartoons on Saturday mornings. 80s and 90s kids watched before school and after school, but had less variety and autonomy over what they were watching. Early 2000s kids grew up with multiple TVs in the house. If parents wanted to control the television, they likely had a playroom TV or bedroom TV where they could watch whatever they want. They had DVRs, playback software, endless amounts of reruns, and even multiple channels that aired the same shows. Disney Channel shows were averaging anywhere from 4 to 10 million viewers on the premieres alone.
God damn. And I'm really thinking of this back then from like a live stream perspective. Cause like you never had a live streamer touch 10 million just live streaming. Now doing social media, like people don't understand the difference between social media and actual media, how big it was. 10.8 million people watching live. Can y'all imagine if they had chats back then? Like episodes of That's So Raven or Phineas and Ferb or Hannah Montana, they had like chats, like a Twitch chat. What do y'all think the chats would be like? That shit would be so toxic. Oh my god. You know there would be a bunch of adults in there just typing like Santa's not real because they know kids will be watching.
Oh,
that would have been tough. Nah, I actually want to go back and talk.
You get those people that are like, why are you crying about it? It's just a video game. It's just a stupid movie. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And if you're someone who thinks that, I hope you die in a fire.
And see how that would have been executed.
Hannah Montana and the Cheetah Girls became international superstars, doing stadium tours with 10,000 plus people singing songs that were based on a Disney Channel TV show. And while their live-action TV thrived, their animated TV shows were much weaker than competitors Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. But they still had some solid new additions with The Proud Family, Kim Possible, and Phineas and Ferb. All of those also got their own TV movies. But if it wasn't for Pixar, Disney's animated film presence would have tanked. They started the 2000s with The Emperor's New Groove, which fans loved, but it failed to meet the financial success of the Renaissance-era films, only profiting about $70 million, which isn't enough.
Really? I used to love that.
Disney. From here, hand-drawn animation was being considered obsolete, and Disney had not been working on computer-generated animation. To make things worse, there was new competition on the horizon, DreamWorks. Disney created a competitor to Pixar and DreamWorks called Secret Lab, but the films they produced failed to meet expectations. Dinosaur was their 2000 film that featured CGI prehistoric creatures. The movie was just alright, not impressive enough for their CGI data.
I've never seen this.
debut.
Me
It
neither.
secured over $300 million in the box office,
What
but
the
they
hell?
expected more. Secret Lab closed down after one failure. Pixar exploded again with Monsters Inc., and DreamWorks came out of the gates hot with
That's
Chicken
what made
Run
me
and
cry as a kid.
Shrek. Shrek 2 secured $900 million in the box office. Disney was trembling. The Lilo and Stitch movie was the last original bona fide hit Disney had since the 90s, grossing $273 million, but it still didn't even come close to Pixar. Finding Nemo grossed nearly $1 billion worldwide. The Incredibles $600 million. Monsters Inc. $500 million. But it wasn't even just the money.
a
Disney's
golden
animation
run.
was outdated,
Golden run.
and their storylines were almost exactly the same from 1989 now into the 2000s. They knew they could not compete with the creativity of Pixar or DreamWorks, so CEO Bob Iger decided to acquire Pixar in 2006 for $7.4 billion. Every
choice.
movie after 2006 by Pixar could technically be considered a Disney movie, but John Lasseter at Pixar was not going to let them ruin his films. He demanded that Disney executives have little power over the creative direction of Pixar films, and since Disney needed Pixar, they obliged and saw even more success. Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, Up.
Oh my god, I'm really imagining now, because I think later on, Disney had to have taken control with whatever dog shit's going on now, with like
Yeah.
Pixar films. I'm wondering. But I'm wondering, what if Disney took over back then? Because they said he was still leading for this. We still had solid movies. We had Ratatouille, Up, all that. What if they took over then? Oh my god, it would have been over. There would have been no childhood movies. None of these would probably exist. They'd probably be trash.
They would
Pixar
probably all be
saved
black.
Disney, but only for a little
Pixar movies
bit.
are
To
so
make
good.
matters worse for Disney, they were
Like, all of their main characters would probably be black, gay, or transgender. One of those three. Or, like, God forbid, some other woke thing that most likely exists.
struggling to find
It would've
big
been
success
finished.
in live action films. There was really only two films that carried this era: Pirates of the Caribbean, which became a multi-billion-dollar series over the next 2 decades, and
I
Chronicles
need
of
to watch.
Narnia, which also grossed over $1 billion worldwide. Even though that was technically a spin-off from a book series written in the 50s. Other than that, we got some cult classics like The Princess Diaries, Freaky Friday, Bridge to Terabithia, and Remember the Titans. However, as we went into the 2010s, Disney Channel ratings started to dwindle. The only show still gaining viewership was Wizards of Waverly Place. By that point, kids like me were in high school, and moving on from
Really? Okay, I know. Okay, Patrick's a little bit older. He was in high school back then. Shit. I think it was still pretty popular. I think they mainly started to fall after like 2012 or something. I don't know.
Disney. It seemed like every sector of their business was facing imminent disaster
High
as we
school,
passed
damn.
2010. Their TV cartoons weren't as good as Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, their animated films weren't as good as Pixar and DreamWorks, their live-action TV shows were losing steam, and honestly, they never really had booming success with live-action films aside from a few. So instead of buckling down...
Bro, wait, I have a question. Was it just a universal thing in the 2000s or early 2010s where like every school had a copy of Holes and you had to watch it, or was that just my school? Did all y'all watch Holes in school? Because I remember there was 3 times when I was in school where I had to watch Holes. I don't know why. Yes.
I don't know, but I've seen it. I saw it, like, partially, maybe 4 or 5 different times. And then I actually sat down to watch it at home maybe once or twice. And it was a good movie. Like, for context, do you know, like, whenever you watch a movie at school, like, maybe like during class or at the end of the day or something, and then suddenly they have to stop either to get on with the next class or get ready to leave. You know, like that's sort of what I mean. Or like I think one time this was in the cafeteria at maybe elementary school, maybe I'm pulling stuff out of my ass, but we were watching the movie and then I think suddenly it just stopped working for whatever reason. I don't remember if that actually happened or if that like or if I'm just going like straight up crazy. I don't know, but I think that happened at one point.
Slimao, I did, yeah. Yes, just your school? Alright, buddy. I mean, look at the chat. It's like half people agreeing, half no. All right, let me know if I post this to YouTube. Let me know if it was the same thing for y'all.
Had booming success with live action films aside from a few. So instead of buckling down, figuring out where they are going wrong, figuring out how to create wonderful, imaginative universes like they did in the 90s and for nearly 100 years before, they took the easy way out and just bought out companies who were actually making great art. Disney actually has a long history of buying companies that are competing with them, or buying into industries they want to take part in. Like in 1993, they purchased the Mighty Ducks hockey team and the California Angels baseball team. Why? Because they wanted to make a hockey movie and a baseball movie, and they weren't just going to waste an opportunity to create a money-making professional sports empire. Well, they failed, but the movies were pretty.
What? It was like the two worst sports you could have done it for. Could have picked anything else, like football, like soccer, football, like the NBA, basketball, anything else.
Pretty good. Then in 1996, they purchased ESPN as a whole when they acquired ABC Inc. And to save you a bunch of time, this is every single company that Disney owns today. Real estate companies, theme parks, merchandising, Vice, National Geographic, Hulu.
God damn, they own just about everything. I mean, they may as well be the government's competitor at this point.
Marvel Studios, Pixar. What the hell? When you think of Monopoly, you don't think of it, and then after that you see all this shit. They owned FX, bruh. I haven't seen FX in a minute.
Today, real estate companies, theme parks, merchandising, Vice, National Geographic, Hulu, and even GoPro. Disney has their
GoPro? What?
white gloves in just about every business imaginable. They were once a company that took pride in creating cinematic masterpieces to last decades. With the help of Bob Iger, they became focused on one thing and one thing only: profit. And in the start of the 2010s, they did pretty dang good after they purchased Marvel Entertainment for $4.4 billion. Many people thought Disney acquiring Marvel would remove some of the edge these Marvel characters had. Just like John Lasseter made sure Disney didn't ruin Pixar, Marvel's president Kevin Feige was going to continue to control the creative direction for future films. Kevin produced most of the iconic Marvel movies.
This is another one where you think, like, because didn't Disney start controlling Marvel after a while, and then the movies became pretty much trash? Newer Marvel movies are ass, yeah, but back then, what's it called? This guy, I forgot his name already. God damn it. Was controlling his
movies in the early 2000s. Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Fantastic Four. Marvel was on fire, and Disney's newfound ownership would surprisingly make things better in the beginning. Feige had a vision for the Marvel Cinematic Universe that no one had attempted before on the big screen. His plan was to make an interconnected universe of films all building to one finale. Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America. They came out of the gates hot. The Avengers securing $1.5 billion worldwide, which made it the third highest grossing film of all time in 2012.
It was so creative, like, it was different too, because back then you never really thought of something like a multiverse. But now it kind of sucks because everybody has a multiverse. Bro, games have multiverses for some reason. Just connecting each other. For some reason. For absolutely...
I mean, that can just as well be a good thing as it can be a bad thing. But with that in mind, I do want to wrap this one up. Thank you all for those who watched this video. If you want to see more content by me, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to put more effort into my videos and trying to be just less cringy, you know, like kind of not make my clear speech impediment clear, I guess, but also just trying to find content that gets me views and I actually enjoy making and that you guys enjoy watching. But yeah, if you want to indulge yourself in my work on Wattpad, check the link in the description. It'll send you straight there where you need to go. I am going to be very slowly, very carefully be releasing stuff because I'm not gonna make the same mistakes as these other companies and just release content every 5 minutes or whenever I feel like it's necessary. I'm gonna be taking my time and making sure it's perfect before we release. So, stay tuned. But I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, guys.